It's Dark Souls 2. It's a game about people who won't just go to couples therapy. And you can't prove me wrong. Also, Kanderus, welcome back. Thanks for 13 months. Much appreciated. Oh, wait. I already said thank you, but thank you again. Yeah, you told me you moved. And I said I hope it went well. All of that is still true. We are currently, in Harvest Valley. Found our way to the mines. Took out some big guys. Now it's time to keep exploring. Onward. In New Game Plus. And we're in the Champions Covenant. In case anybody didn't know. Honestly, it doesn't change too much. But there is a little bit of change. I don't think these dudes bleed. But I gotta be careful, because this old whip, man, it's so fragile. It's so fragile. Also, we gotta be careful of, that, right there. Hey, what's up, man? Big guy with a sledgehammer. Oh. Looks like he's been, like, sewn up. Oh, Lord! So much damage. You can also see the dark sign on their backs. I assume that's supposed to be the dark sign. Could be wrong. Good Lord. Oh, they do bleed. Get squished. Get absolutely squished. Alright, hey! I think it's a Titanite slab down here. I think it's the washing pole katana, as well as a Titanite slab. However, I'm also pretty sure there's, skeletons. And so, let's take some skeleton killing weapons. There's a shard, slab, shard. Crawly guys. Bonus shard. Shard. Chameleon. Dragon charm. Washing pole. And then, we can... There's an item in here. Large Titanite shards, 3. And then if we make this jump... Do we have to make this jump, or can we come in from the other side? I think maybe this comes in from the other side. Like if you fall down one of the holes. Simpleton Spice. And yeah, this leads back to the bonfire. Oh god, can't see. Alright, we're good. So like if you drop down one of these holes, you come out there. I assume it's this hole, but it could be this hole. There's an item. Fading Soul. Completely worthless. Can't see anything. Yep, there it is. Should be one of those shadow dudes up here. Oh no, it's a mannequin. Jeez. Oh no! Calm down. Do you guys remember the, Do you guys remember the, Ooh. Do you guys remember the mannequin mask? How it originally looked? Before they changed it? Apparently somebody didn't like it. And, it too closely resembled... It too closely resembled something from, good lord, from some other media. And so they had to change the way the mannequin mask looked. But it used to just be like... It was just like a straight up white mask, like blank, expressionless mask. And then they had to change it. And so it became like that donk-ass expression that we all are familiar with now. I mean, that's, dude, poison in this game is no joke. You will die. That's on you, homie. Have a good one. I tried to warn him, Chad. You heard me. I tried to warn him. He just wasn't listening to me. Are Titanite shards like a second currency? Titanite shards are what upgrades your weapon. And honestly, they're the most important thing in the game. Dark Souls is one of those games where you can beat it... Ow. You can beat the game using, like, whatever you want. It doesn't matter what your build is. It doesn't matter what weapon you use. And the developers know that they have no control over how you choose to level up. Right? They have no control over whether or not you waste all of your levels. Okay, so like in this game, there's a stat called, no, it's harder for this game, but in Dark Souls 1 there's a stat called resistance, and it's for the most part completely worthless. They don't know if you might put all of your levels into that, right? But you still need to be able to beat the game. So the way the game is beatable is you keep upgrading your weapon. Your weapon gets stronger. Now, if you make your build right, for example, this weapon that I'm using has really good scaling in dexterity. So I'm leveling up my dexterity, right? That makes sense. And this weapon has good scaling in strength and dexterity. And I'm also leveling up my strength, right? So, like, it's good. But you don't... If you really, really tried, you could beat the game with, like, an awful build or no build at all. You could have, like, you could just not level up at all. And as long as you were upgrading your weapon, you would be able to win consistently. So, like, the Titanite shards are more important, honestly, than anything else. As long as you're upgrading your weapon, you can win. Hey, it's Lucatiel!
Oh. You... My thoughts are very scattered. What is this curse? The question rings in my mind, but I haven't the focus to answer it. Loss frightens me no end. Loss of memory, loss of self. If I were told that by killing you I would be freed of this curse, then I would draw my sword without hesitation. I don't want to die. I want to exist. I would sacrifice anything at all for this. It shames me, but it is the truth.
Wow. Baby's first hallucinogenic trip, and you're experiencing ego death. Well, I'm experiencing ego death. Oh no. Oh no.
Sometimes I feel obsessed with this insignificant thing called self. But even so, I am compelled to preserve it. Am I wrong to feel so? Surely you do the same in my shoes.
Gideon says...
Maybe we're all cursed. From the moment we're born.
Yeah, you're not the first person that said that, Nietzsche. You're not even the first person that said that in this game. Gideon says, one of the wikis gives me this. There was an earlier version of the mannequin mask that was used in the trailers. It is rumored the design was changed due to copyright issues from the Japanese company, Pierrot Company? Something like that. For being too similar to the Anbu Black Ops mask in Naruto. However, there is no proof of this. No in-game assets reflect that another mask ever existed. Yeah, that might be true. They might have just changed the mask just because they wanted to change the mask. But oh my god. The original mask was so cool, and the mask we got is so dumb.
Sometimes I feel even so, am I wrong?
Okay, so she says a really interesting thing there, where she's like, if I thought killing you would free me from this curse, I would draw my sword in a second. And you know, sure, she wants to live, she wants to exist. Who doesn't want to live and exist? That's pretty much all I do. So like, I get it, you know, the desire to live and to exist. I feel that. I guess I should point this out, the way poison works in Dark Souls 2. So you might notice that like I'm not standing in the poison, and yet the poison is still like creeping up. And it even shows you have this like green stuff on your armor, and you can actually like watch it like creep up. So, like, the way... You'll notice there's no, like, icon next to my character's, like, stamina, like there typically is for status effects. But the way things work in this game, like, if your character gets wet, they stay wet for a while. And the more wet you get, the more wet you are, right? So, like, if you just step in it, like, you're fine, but if you roll in it, you're submerged. And in the case of water, you take less fire damage, but more lightning damage. And in the case of poison, it stays on you, and it continues to accumulate the poison status effect. Even after you know, hey, go away. Go away, poison status effect. Let's just fill a bunch of pots with poison. That seems like a smart thing to do. You did this to yourself, homie. You did it to yourself. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. It's on you. It's on you, biggin. If we head over here... One lone beam of sun shining down from above on this broken statue of the Nameless King from Dark Souls 1. It exists here. Why is it here? I don't know. Like if we really want to stretch, and I mean stretch. I mean like absolutely stretch. The Iron King, whom we haven't met yet, but we will, encountered the soul of Gwyn in the lava. After his kingdom sank. So, you know, maybe he, maybe before that, he was, you know, in the know. Maybe he was, like, obsessed with Gwyn or something. I don't know. No! God damn it. Will you riot or be relieved? There is no praise the sun gesture in Elden Ring. I will be happy. Like like even if it's in the game, as long as it's called like Big Stretch or something. Like I'm ready to get away from. Sorry, what? I'm ready to get away from all the Dark Souls stuff, you know? Let's get into new stuff. Oh. It's not like the shockwave on that. Even that does a lot of damage. It is kind of the Kirk hammer. And it's funny that you mention that. It's funny that you mention that because there's a lot of like asset reuse between Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2, because the games were being developed at the same time, but there's very little mechanical shared between the two, which is odd. I guess it's easier to like use. I guess it's easier to use like assets like that than it is to borrow mechanics that you know, if you consider the mechanic could fundamentally change the game. So like the ability to run while locked on in Dark Souls 2. Wait, can you run while locked on in Bloodborne? Or like the ability to like omnidirectional roll, but in Bloodborne, if you're locked on, you can only do like the 8 directional side steps, quick steps, right? Like that. Like you could fundamentally change the gameplay in a way that doesn't work anymore, right? So like it's easier to borrow. It's easier to like, you know, not borrow, but it's easier to like use each other's assets than it is to borrow each other's mechanics, right? This treasure chest sucks. It's trapped and there's nothing good in it. Just the worst. I think these dudes were added in Scholar, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason they're added is to kind of... Either way, the reason they're here is to give you, like, the knowledge that this mechanic exists. There are dudes in pots, and you can free the dudes in the pots. And the reason they do that is so that when you go in here and you fight the boss, you can free the dudes in the pots, and rather than fight you, the boss will go eat the guy in the pot. The problem with this is when he's eating, he takes no damage. Oh, 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 oh. Alternatively, he can eat us. And if he eats us, our clothes fall off. Fortunately, they just go back in your menu, so you can just put them back on. God dang it. I didn't get it on in time. Yeah. Think of how broke it would be. Think of how broke it would be if that man could eat your armor and, like, it was just gone forever. So, like, your fully upgraded armor, gone. Gone forever, because he ate it. That'd be hilarious. What if you ate your armor and you had to kill him to get it back? That would be fair. That would be fair. Eating is an expression of desire. There once was a man whose deep affections were unrequited. He transformed into the covetous demon, which only made him lonelier than before. You know, before we continue on, let us take a little bit of a break to go talk to Strayed. And let's see what spells we can make out of souls, and see if we can glean some lore from that. So, the covetous demon is, I think, like, he was in love with Mytha. But Mytha wanted nothing to do with him because she was in love with the Iron King. Iron King wanted nothing to do with Mytha because he was in love with the princess of Vin or Alkin, one or the other. Whichever one he's not from. Yeah. So, like, you have, like, this... you have this, like, unrequited love triangle where everybody's just... nobody likes anybody.
Well, this is a most charming soul. Very good indeed. My power is yours. Let it serve your desires.
Oh, he does do weapons. Okay, so, we've already read the Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword. The Pursuer hunts down those branded by the curse, as if each undead soul that he claims will atone one of his sins. The Warp Sword, which was used by the Flexile Sentry. It was once a straight sword, but it twisted to reflect its warped owner. The Sentry crammed inmates of the overflowing Bastille onto a rickety ship and cast them out to the open sea. The majority of them drowned or starved, but a few hardy survivors made land to the south and imparted their knowledge of sorcery to the people there. That is actually crazy. I didn't know that. So, when we fight, I was talking about No Man's Wharf, and I was talking about how it seemed like a sort of place where they would take undead to they would take undead from No Man's Wharf to the Lost Bastille, but it kind of seems like now the Lost Bastille, they would take undead and they would put them on the boat and they would just chuck them into the ocean, which does explain in No Man's Wharf we see Carillion of the Fold. He's a sorcerer who wants to impart his knowledge. And all of those weird, gross, monstrous pyromancers have turned into those weird bat people. So that's interesting. Neat. The Dragon Rider's Halberd. Halberd of the Dragon Riders, King Vendrick's Royal Guard. A highly versatile weapon that can slash, sweep, and thrust when wielded nimbly, and is also imbued with magic. Demands great skill of its wielder, and thus served to test the worthiness of those who aspired to join the Dragon Riders. And then the shield. Honorable warriors who helped found Drang Lake. Together with the king, they crushed its former inhabitants and erected a magnificent kingdom upon their graves. Skeleton Lord's roaring halberd. The unsettling skull carved into this halberd recalls the final moments of the Skeleton Lord from whom it was created. The bone scythe of the covetous demon. Curved spine of the covetous demon is hard as a rock, and rather than slicing through flesh, this weapon seems to grind it apart. That thing that ended up a monstrous fiend, what was it to begin with, and why did it never leave the queen? Perhaps it was entranced by some perversion of love. Dragon Rider's Twin Blade. Dragon Rider's Bow. Drawing the bow requires inhuman strength, but each shot has deadly potential. Flame weapon, which is made from the old witch soul. Pyromancy and sorcery are said to be like oil and water, but in fact their origins can be traced to a common source. Now, to me, that goes back to the fact that, like, what Seath is doing is magic. And Seath created magic, and humans learned magic. But what the old witch is doing, what the witch of Izalith was doing, was also magic. It was just a different type of magic. But humans never learned that magic. Instead, humans learned pyromancy, which is what the witches came up with and they taught to humans. But that's not the same thing. In Dark Souls 1, we can actually get a fire magic catalyst, and we can't do anything with it, because humans don't know how to use fire magic. Instead, they know how to they know how to use pyromancy. And humans are, like, they're well suited for pyromancy, or pyromancy was well suited for them. Chicken and egg. But the idea that they come from the same source, to me,
Feeble cursed one.
that makes me think of, like, the first flame. All right, cool. Will you revive the Lord of Invasion series in Elden Ring? Maybe. If there's cool stuff to do, I wouldn't be against it. Good lord. I'm getting my ass whipped by this mannequin. Oh, Lord. Oh no, he died. Poor that guy. Died to poison. It seems like they'd let you break this wall. Oh, shit! That's different. That's a New Game Plus thing. Whee! Okay, let's... Oh, stamina. Okay. Whew. Get wrecked, lady. Alright, now usually a mannequin drops, or no, jumps out from behind the treasure chest. But we're in New Game Plus, so I'm... Jesus! I love that they gave that dude like 15 attacks with like the fastest weapon in the game. A pike. A pike. A single solitary pike. It's a big spear. For my troubles. For my troubles, I got a big spear. Now, I'm sure we're all aware that we take the torch and we use the torch to burn the windmill to stop the poison from flowing in. But before we do that, just so we have all the lore, some mannequin boots. Where did he go? Where did the other mannequin go? Also, cat acid. Thank you for the raid. Welcome. Welcome in, raiders. Where did he go? Look at this dumb thing. Look at this dumb mask. Look at that. Like the derpiest, dumbest gimp mask. Yeah, I'm talking about your dumbass mask. Get up. Look at this. Look at this. I want you to look at that mask. I want you to look at this. And then tell me why this exists. Look at this. Look at this. Why does this exist? Tell me why. Was there another mannequin? Or was that the one that just kind of got lost for a minute? I'm just gonna assume that's the one that got lost for a minute. Alright, let's keep talking shit about how dumb they look. Idiot. You idiot, you fell right into my trap. You fell right into my trap, you sucker. Oh, don't make fun of my mask. Loser! Loser! A mask of the mannequins of Harvest Valley. A fickle queen gave them life and tore off their faces. How else could she forgive those who dared gaze upon her? Mannequin claws. The peculiar art of puppetry is a vestige of the two lost lands. The queen, entranced by poison, used it to beckon unknowing souls to the defiled valley. Hey, that's interesting. That's interesting. Because puppetry is a vestige of Alkin and Vin. Me and my mates, we shan't be miffed! Undead! Undead! That's what you get. Spell Quartz Ring +1. God damn, he's so fast! Haha! Joke's on you. Oh, I'm poisoned too! Oh, thank God. Oh, you are full-blown a kidder. You come on out here and kid me, is what you just did. Come on. One shot by one bullet off the, come on. Where's the other one at? What is going on, man? These enemies just whenever they want to appear, they can appear. They don't have set spawn locations. They've got great benefits. They set their own schedules. Must be nice. Don't need the dental. Don't even need it. Optometrist, what's that? Oh my God. Alright. So, like, there's a ton of poison. Got all these statues. It would be really nice if these statues actually worked. And like the poison was like pouring out of the statues into the vessel and then pouring out over the vessel into the sludge. That would be awesome. These dudes are called Grave Wardens. And they apparently don't give a shit about poison. Look at that. They're just down in there swimming in the muck. Ugh, yuck. That never occurred to me that they're like actually down there. Get poisoned, bro, get poisoned. Get poisoned, bro. My man's got PvP moves. Did you see the way he moved? No, sir, no, dishonorable. Free poison stone, hell yeah. It's like gamer girl bathwater. Except it's literally poison. Also, for the Dark Souls 3 fans in attendance who have never played Dark Souls 2, what you are seeing right here is the very beginning of the Ring City DLC. All the Desert Sorceress and these things. And what the game is doing in Dark Souls 3 is it's showing us that the world itself is actually hollow. I guess the implication there that the world is like a living thing. And not only is the world hollow, you know, literally, physically, but also, like, figuratively. What we call hollow. And the world has that hole in it, just like we do. And just like the dark sign, the dark sigil in humans, and how humanity flows into and out of that, the earth opens up and becomes hollow, and we keep falling into it. And this is something that's not, you know, this isn't like retcon, because when you walk into the Arch Tree in Dark Souls 1, it's called the Great Hollow, which is obviously supposed to, like, invoke this idea that, like, it's also nature that is experiencing entropy in this cursed state that Gwyn has put us in. Even the world itself. And this is in Dark Souls 3, we see the world, like, actively shooting up, like, huge, great chunks of earth, as if to say, please come here and fix this. Link the fire. Do the thing you're supposed to do. And, like, the high wall of Lothric, you know, detaches from the rest of, like, the continent and ascends into the air. So in Dark Souls 3, The Ring City, we start off the Dreg Heap. We're in Lothric. We're in the Grand Archives. And we leave the Grand Archives, and we keep falling down these great distances. And we fall down a great distance, and then suddenly we're in Harvest Valley. We're in the Earthen Peak, or whatever the hell. And then you fall down another great distance, and you're in Firelink Shrine. You're in Dark Souls 1. So, like, not only are you going down, but you're also sort of, like, going back in time to these kingdoms that have been, like, just completely buried. After who knows how long. It's interesting. But if you've never actually seen... Oh, God. If you've never actually seen this area, this is that area. A work hook and dark gauntlets. And again, if you want the Dark Wraith set in Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, you get it from Mimics. Which I'm sure there's some sort of implication there. Armor of a knight subsumed by dark. No one knows the true identity of these men who are said to freely manipulate the dark. Old foreign legends describe them as poor souls who chased the lost art of life drain. The dark set looks baller as hell in Dark Souls 2. Looks awesome. I wonder if the implication there is that, like, the humans were greedy and they used life drain to steal each other's humanity. And as a result, they were cursed to become symbols of avarice. We'll use a Pharos Lockstone right here, right? And it fills this entire thing up with terrible poison! petrified something. And a free bonfire. But we're not gonna light this bonfire, not yet. Holy shit! There's usually only 2. Now there's 3. New Game Plus. Grave Warden's Cuffs. Cuffs worn by Wardens of the Crypt. The Wardens of the Crypt watch over the slumbering dead, make sure they are not awoken. Be they king or peasant, wise or dull, rich or poor, the Wardens treat them with the same care. So why are they watching over Mytha, the Baneful Queen? That's weird. Alright, so we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna encounter old Mytha. And it is a poison hell world. I'm dead. Yeah, she got me. Again, I wish the statues in the arena actually worked and you could see, like, poison flowing out.